I'm joined here by two very special guests from Berkshire Community College. Christina, Jennifer, how are you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having us.
Good, thanks for having us. Now, you guys are here to talk a little bit about your nursing program at Berkshire Community College, correct?
We are. So Berkshire Community College has a 50-year nursing program. We're very proud of that. We just celebrated 50 years last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. We're always happy to celebrate different things. And the program has gone through some iterations, and we're really proud to be able to see where we're going in the future.
Yeah, so we have actually three kinds of nursing programs. We have a CNA program, which is for certified nurse assistants, and those are students who are being trained to work with people in their homes, elderly people. They sometimes work in hospitals, caring for patients in physical ways. We have an LPN program, which is licensed practical nurse, which is a certificate that takes a year to do. And those are nurses who are much more involved in patient care in the hospitals, also in long-term care facilities. And then we have an ADN program, which leads to an RN, a registered nurse. And those are, I think people are most familiar with the nurses in the hospital, registered nurses who assist doctors, give out medications, care for patients in those kinds of ways. And they all have a different level of education. And we have amazing students in all of them.
Yeah. So you were talking a bit before about how you had accepted, how many students was it for this upcoming semester?
So we had a little bit of a lull in our nursing program. So we took a little bit of a break, and we decided not to run an associate degree of nursing class for this fall. So we accepted 28 students for the fall 2020 program, and we'll accept the rest of the class for the fall 2020 program this year. The sort of hiatus was because we wanted to take some time through accreditation and other regulators to look at the program and make some adjustments.
Yeah, sure.
Which was actually pretty common here in the state of Massachusetts. Other programs were doing that too. So we decided to take a little bit of a break, and we're really excited to be able to have a full class for the fall 2020.
Yeah, it's really interesting how nursing education has changed in the 50 years that BCC has been in the business.
Especially with technology.
Especially with technology. Nurses are scientists now.
Oh, yeah.
They make data-driven decisions and analyze and have great responsibility for patient care. And we want to, when the accreditors came in and said, you know, you've been doing a great job for all this time, but things are changing, we really took that seriously. And we felt almost privileged that we had the opportunity to kind of just stop for a moment, which was a year, and really work with our faculty and staff and the hospitals and the long-term facilities on what their needs were and how our nurses could best fill them. And we are extremely excited about what we did in that year. It was hard on students because some students were planning on beginning in 2019, and they were very generous with us. Many of them, they applied for 2020. They stayed engaged in many instances with the institution, and now they're ready to come back. So we enrolled about half a class, and we're now going to enroll in the RN ADN program about another half a class, so we can take up to 56. So we're really anxious to have high quality students in that program. We also take about 38 in our LPN program, and those are ready. You know, we're going to start enrolling soon after some information sessions that we have in February and March.
That's right. Are you having any open houses at all about the nursing program, or anything where people could find more information if they did want to apply for this upcoming semester?
Yeah, so we're actually having an event called Experience BCC, and that's an opportunity for students who want to come in and actually participate in classes and see the instruction that's happening on our campus.
Okay, so kind of like a shadowing program?
Kind of, yeah, yeah. We're actually having two of those. One of those that's specifically for allied health and the nursing program is happening in February. So if you go to our website, berkshirecc.edu, you'll be able to find the Experience BCC and also the nursing session, the info sessions that Jennifer mentioned. Those are specifically for either the licensed practical nursing program or the associate degree program. So they're mandatory in that there's some specific information that we feel like nursing students really need to have before that they're in the program. So that's why they're mandatory. But either one of those gives students and their families, quite frankly, an opportunity to see the facility, talk to instructors, understand the application process, the financial aid process, all of the things that go into becoming a student at Berkshire Community College specifically for nursing.
Yeah, and it might be interesting for people to understand that these are discrete credentials, but they can stack into one another.
Okay.
So students,
How do you mean a bit?
So students, even some students get their certified nurse assistants while in high school.
Okay.
And those students then can apply to our licensed practical nurse program, which is a 1-year program and a 1-year certificate. But don't let it fool you; it's a very intense 1 year. But those students then are able, once they're successfully LPNs, to apply to our RN ADN program, which is 2 years and results in an associate's degree, and after you pass the tests, a registered nursing certificate. And then those students can go up, and we have partnerships with UMass in particular.
Yeah, well, that actually is something that I wanted to ask about, is how many of your students actually end up going on to 4-year colleges, or do most of them end up just staying and going right into work?
In terms of the nursing program or just in general?
We'll say nursing program.
So more and more facilities are looking for students that have a bachelor's degree. So the relationship that we've had with UMass for a student to be able to go from an associate's degree to a bachelor's program, we've had for years and years. And so a lot of students actually do start to take classes towards their bachelor's program before they finish their associate and degree in nursing program. So we are seeing a growing trend where nurses are starting with the associates and moving into the bachelor's and moving into master's and doctoral level. So that's
It's
very
just so
common.
incredible just listening about people doing this. I just think it's such a great field to go into. I mean, me personally, I didn't, but I do have friends that I graduated college with, and even now that are still going through nursing. And it's so great to hear about it, because it is rigorous, but these people that choose that they want to do it, they know that that's what they want to do. I've noticed that theme throughout anybody who does choose to go into nursing, is that they know that that's what they want to do. And I just like that people who go about careers like going into that way.
It's really an amazing profession because you can do a lot of different things. You can be a floor nurse for a long time, and then within the hospital, there's lots of opportunities for leadership roles, and we have nurses who come back and teach at BCC, and we're really excited about that. We have nurses that work in public health, and so it's a start. It's a wonderful starting point, but it can just be a starting point for many people, and there's lots of places to go. So we've been really impressed with what our alumni are doing, and how well also they're taking care of all of us in Berkshire County.
One of the things that we hear often is that students will say, I wanted to go into nursing because I had a family member, or I myself was in the hospital and I had a nurse who was so wonderful to me that they made my experience and they made me feel like I was going to get through, or my family member was going to get through whatever this difficult time was, and I want to be able to give back. And there's something very special and something very emotional about that kind of reason to go into the profession.
Because it's more than just, putting things in machines and reading paperwork. You do have to interact with these people, and you have to be a people person.
And we take it seriously at BCC. One of the reasons we wanted to kind of reset was because we know that we are educating the nurses that are going to take care of all of us. And
that's ultimately what it comes down to, is just continuing this.
If we don't do it well, then it doesn't get done well. So we now know we have to do it in an exemplary way, and we're prepared to do that.
Well, unfortunately, ladies, I am getting the 1-minute mark from our producer, Ryan, but I just wanted to thank you so much for coming in and just touching a little bit on the nursing program. It sounds to me like there's so much more to be talked about, and I hope that our viewers out there that are interested will reach out to you guys or check out your website. And I'm really happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your interest in it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.